In this demonstration, you'll see how SOLIDWORKS flow simulation is used to determine the mass flow rate and force acting on the piston for a piston valve designed in SOLIDWORKS. Flow simulation is completely integrated inside SOLIDWORKS and combines the ease of use and powerful functionality to make it an ideal choice for CFD analysis. By using a wizard interface to set up the problem, SOLIDWORKS flow simulation minimizes the learning curve for the user. In this example, internal flow analysis is specified and the fluid used is water. Once the setup is completed, the program automatically computes the fluid volume, eliminating the need to create a separate geometry. Most CFD programs require the user to create a separate geometry for the fluid volume. In the next step, we'll specify the boundary conditions at the inlet and outlet. The types of boundary conditions that can be applied are pressure, velocity, flow rate, etc. At the inlet, we'll specify a pressure of 2 bars. Similarly, at the outlet, we'll specify a pressure of 1 bar, so the valve operates with a pressure drop of 1 bar. Notice that the UI for fluid flow analysis is very similar to building your model in SOLIDWORKS. The boundary conditions are displayed on the screen using symbols, and we can hide them if we choose to. SOLIDWORKS flow simulation is a goal-oriented program. All engineering specifications can be fed into the program as goals. For this project, we'll specify 2 goals: mass flow rate at the inlet to determine the flow rate through the valve for a pressure drop of 1 bar, and force acting on the piston to select the correct spring for holding the piston in place. Once the goals are specified, we can obtain these values explicitly as outputs after the analysis is complete. Once the setup is complete, it's time to run the solver. Once the solution is completed, we'll take a look at the results. For this model, let's look at the pressure distribution as a section plot. We can zoom in to see the contours clearly. We can also plot the fluid trajectory vectors and animate these vectors. Do you notice the recirculation zones around the piston and also at the outlet? Animation of flow trajectories gives you valuable information about the flow inside your model. In flow simulation, you can plot and list various quantities like pressure, velocity, temperature, density, etc. Now it's time to take a look at the goals that we specified earlier. The goals values are created in Microsoft Excel document. The mass flow rate is calculated to be 0.07 kilograms per second, and the force value is about 2.2 N. SOLIDWORKS flow simulation automatically creates a Microsoft Word report for your project for effective design communication. The report contains all the input data and also reports quantities like defined goal values, minimum-maximum table, etc. You can also attach result plots to your report.